Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about your core values as a brand, what you're building, what you perhaps don't realize you're building as a creator. But have you been able to identify and articulate what the core value or values are of your brand? In today's landscape, online and offline, the noise is high. I always mention this, and the trust is low, and our attention is fleeting. So, really, how are you holding steady as a brand and as a business? Because without knowing these, it's possible to drift, it's possible to build aimlessly. And that's the worst thing is when you're building a brand, it's completely in the wrong direction. And the thing that can really help us, that can underpin all of our activity, especially when it's activity that's happening constantly, it's perpetual, it's nonstop. We need to know what the values are that underpin all of it, just so that we, even if you do grow, even if you do build and you become a successful entity, have you gone in the direction that you really wanted to go in? So we want to be much more intentional about it, and this is why I have my 7 strategic zones. I talk about them on this channel so that we can build brands much more intentionally and protect the thing that we love so much. So let's get straight into this particular one, which is all about your North Star, is understanding your core set of values. Now, I come at this having had 20 plus years of experience in communications, in media, public relations, and a creative career, really, as a creative and a content creator. As a yoga teacher, I've really been able to get the benefit of so many different experiences. And as a chartered public relations practitioner and studying systems thinking at a postgrad level, I've been able to synthesize a lot from all of my experiences and all of my research right now. And it really helps me to understand frameworks, what is at the heart of what we do as creators, and how can we create frameworks, design systems that really help us to grow in the right direction. And often we get so caught up in the doing, we forget about the thing that's at the core of it all, which is your core value, your guiding orientation. It's not a slogan, and it shouldn't be. And it's not a campaign. It feeds campaigns. It's the big picture impact that you want to make and that you're committed to making, regardless of what happens on your platforms, regardless of trends and issues, and regardless of your evolving products. So you've got to answer the question, what are we really here for? And it keeps you grounded when there are shifts and there are changes, whether it's in an algorithm, a culture change, an audience change, whether the markets wobble. What are your core values? And then you know how you're going to move. These are the principles that you show up with in your content, in your products, in your client experience, in your partnerships, and in your brand voice when you are communicating. Your core values will shape how your decisions get made, and they will signal how you do what you do so well and who you're there for. What are you doing it all for? It will signal actually who you're not. It will speak volumes, and it becomes a culture around your brand. So, whether you've named your core values or not, knowing it, let's talk about how you can define your values, because if you don't, they might get defined for you, and you don't want that. You don't want others writing the narrative for you. And chances are, unfortunately, when others do it for you, it's quite shallow. It's lacking all the depth and the meaning and the history. So let's define yours. Let's do it here with some prompts. Are you ready for the prompts? Get your notepad ready. So if you are new here, this is what I do occasionally. In my videos, I will provide prompts so you can reflect, write notes down, and hopefully arrive at some answers. And if you're finding these useful, then please do subscribe if you haven't already. Let's go. So here's your first prompt. What do we as a brand protect, even when no one is watching? What are we protecting when no one is watching? When you're not yelling and shouting about it? The thing that you do, what is it protecting? What is it upholding? What is it nurturing? There's a quality there. There's a theme there. There's a characteristic there. Okay, the next one. What kind of energy, what kind of energy do we refuse as a brand to trade for likes, for attention? What quality or characteristic or energy that we have as a brand will we refuse to trade just for some vanity metrics, just for the sake of optics? And here's your third prompt. What principles, rules, if you like, but what principles shape our yes and our no? So you have a yes and a no decision. What is a steer that guides you to the yes or the no? You have a deal, you have an offer, there's a collaboration. What is it that is really shaping whether you say yes or whether you say no? Now, once you've got your answers, you've got to make them visible, put them in your team calls, put them up on the board. And then when you've finalized them, confirmed them, you feel happy with about them, then you put them in your about page, put them in your content, in your bio, your team briefings, put them in your offers. They're not just words, they're filters for how you create and how you respond and how you grow, because having a strategy isn't just what you're aiming for, it's about what you're refusing to compromise on whilst getting there. And that's what makes a brand so credible. So it's not just about visibility, it's about your credibility. You want to be trusted. And if you're building something that you want to last, then your North Star, your core values, understanding them, knowing them, it's not an option. They give you your strategic edge. So take the time to write them down, say them out loud, and let them lead. And if you would like more from me, then all you've got to do is subscribe, come through to my website, sign up for my newsletter. I have a complimentary masterclass which is called Think Like a PR. It's all about reputation management, reputation design. So check that out and do sign up for my summer masterclass. I believe there's a pre-sale offer available, and I will see you in the next one.